Good afternoon and welcome to the SCSA's Toolbox Tuesday. Before I start the presentation today, I just want to take a moment to discuss a few items before we get going. This Toolbox talk is being recorded and it'll be available for later viewing on Facebook and our YouTube channel. So if you're not following our social media accounts, make sure that after this Toolbox talk, you give this video a like and a share and follow our pages to keep up to date on all things safety in Saskatchewan. Also, if you're watching this live, I just wanted to take a moment to remind you that we will have Sheldon Fizzard in tomorrow for our webinar, who is a respiratory therapist and will be presenting on respiratory hazards. So today I'm going to be discussing behavior-based safety. This is something that's come under fire a little bit among safety professionals, whether it's good or bad. I just wanted to let everybody know a little bit about what it is without offering an opinion on whether it's right for you or not. So I just wanted to be able to give you the proper information on what it is. And I got a little presentation and I will get this fired up right now. I'm just going to share my screen here for everyone. So behavior-based safety is nothing new to the industry. In fact, many large construction companies are using behavior-based safety to help employees learn to eliminate hazards and dangerous conditions by correcting unsafe behavior through positive coaching and celebrating safety wins. This PowerPoint has been designed to help you gain a better understanding of the behavior-based safety model. Behaviors are a key component of the safety equation, and that behavior-based safety programs have been able to show an increased awareness of safety expectations to contribute towards continuous improvement in safety performance and lead to achieving the desired safety goals and targets. A behavior-based safety, or BBS, is a process through which work groups can identify, measure, and change their behaviors. It's a process that applies to the principles of the antecedent behavior consequence, the ABC model. This assumes that all behaviors have one or more activators or prompts which initiate the behavior and one or more consequences that either encourage or discourage repetition of the behavior. Analysis of incidents show that plus or minus 90% of them have the behavior of the person or persons involved as the key contributing factor. Of the 10% remaining, plus or minus 90% of those have the behavior of a person not directly involved in the incident as a contributing factor. Increasing the number of safe behaviors being performed is essential for incident elimination. Behavior-based safety helps with this. This is not a silver bullet or the solution, however. It's a process that goes along with the other elements of a good incident reduction program. These other elements are hazard elimination. Remove the hazard from the task location. For example, delay the hot work until the back shift. Substitution to eliminate a hazard. Substitute a material task to reduce a hazard. Engineering controls. Install ladders, ventilation, fall protection. Administrative controls, procedures, practices, training, field level risk assessments, work scheduling all come into play. Personal protective equipment. For BBS to be fully effective in an organization, the organization already needs to be committed to and fully implementing the incident control measures listed above. In this way, workers should see BBS as an addition to an already strong safety program, not a replacement for it. If workers see behavior-based safety as a way of dumping the responsibility for injury elimination onto their behaviors, behavior-based safety will not be effective. The idea behind behavior-based safety is to fix the behavior problem, not assign blame. The situation all companies should be striving for is to have work groups performing at 100% safe behavior levels. This would give the best chance of eliminating incidents. Behavior-based safety is a key tool that can move companies from performing in chart 1 to performing in chart 3. Behavior-based safety is a proactive process that helps to get changes in a work group's safe behavior levels before incidents happen. All incidents are preceded by some kind of behavior. For example, a worker falls off a ladder because they were overreaching or the ladder was not secure. Both of these are individual behaviors. Behavior-based safety seeks to change the person's mindset, habits, and behaviors so that these at-risk behaviors will no longer be performed. As a result, the worker will no longer fall off the ladder. So now we're going to go through the 9 steps of a behavior-based safety program on the last few slides of this presentation, starting right now. Step 1, all workers, regardless of their employer's trade or tasks they perform, will perform behaviors which are observable actions of people. A behavior can also be observed as having been performed by observing the result of the behavior. For example, the required behavior is complete a field level risk assessment. It is unlikely that an observer will actually observe the worker completing the field level risk assessment, but by looking at the field level risk assessment card, the observer can confirm the behavior has been satisfactorily performed. In this step, the behaviors that the workers need to perform to achieve the desired safety performance, for example, 0 injuries, are identified. Behaviors expected of workers, supervisors, and management should be identified. Step 2, all workers need to know what the required behaviors are, and most important, how the required behaviors are performed safely. For example, wear a fall protection harness when working at a height. A person can wear a fall protection harness safely or in an at-risk way. If it is not snugly fitted properly to the worker's body, the cross strap is too high, for example, then the worker is not wearing the harness safely. In this step, the required behaviors and how to do them safely is communicated clearly to all workers. It is important to the success of behavior-based safety program process that all participants receive a clear, easily understood communication. Weekly or monthly safety meetings provide a good forum for this to happen. Step 3. In this step, workers who have received the proper training in how to A, perform observations, and B, interact with the workers observed to provide feedback, correction, or coaching, C, go out into the workplace to observe the workers. It is important that observers make it their primary objective to look for behaviors being performed safely. It is too easy, and in fact human nature, to only look for the at-risk or wrong behaviors. For behavior-based safety process to give the best results, the emphasis must be on recognizing, rewarding the workers when they perform the behavior safely. After the observers have completed the observations, they must intervene with the workers to either provide positive reinforcement or feedback to the workers on their successful performance of the required behaviors, or to provide correction and coaching to the workers when the required behaviors have been performed unsafely. Step 4. In this step, the results of the observations are collected from the observation forms and recorded in a data collection analysis system. This can be manual or electronic. An electronic system is a better option because it can provide an ability to analyze the observation results. Step 5. In this step, the observation results recorded in step 4 are summarized and analyzed. Observation data should be summarized into a format that will be simple to interpret and enable extraction of behavior performance data. During the analysis, it's important to review the observation data for quality and consistency. Problems with either can lead to invalid data. Step 6. In this step, the results of observations and the summarized data communicate observation data and analysis results to all employees, that the data analysis and any changes to consequences or conditions are communicated to the employees. It's essential that this communication happens. It ensures that the workers are kept informed of the results of the observations and changes that may be happening. This should encourage their continued participation. Communication to the work group can act as an antecedent in the ABC model. What is not known cannot be corrected. It is expected that the simple act of communicating the information will prompt the work group to proactively correct their unsafe behavior. The communication method should be one most suited to the audience. Notices on bulletin boards, storyboards, or at meetings are all suitable alternatives. The prominent bulletin board can be very effective because it's always visible and thus gives continuous feedback on the behaviors. Step 7. In this step, the appropriate recognition of the workers or celebrations happen when the desired or improvements in behavior performance occurs. Often this is not done, and the workers may get the impression that no one cares that the behaviors are being done safely. This step is very important to provide the positive reinforcement to the workers for performing the behavior safely. Step 8. In this step, any changes of behavior resulting from the ABC analysis are made. Changes in conditions resulting from the analysis are also made in this step. For example, by a wider range of glove sizes. The changes should be properly recorded in all relevant behavior-based safety documentation. And the last step, step 9. In this step, any changes made in step 8 are communicated to the workforce. If the changes are going to be made, it is essential that all the workforce knows what they are so they can change their behaviors accordingly. So in closing, if your company chooses to use a behavior-based safety model, most companies find it best when implemented as a blended model to an already existing safety program like CORE or C-CORE. Without an existing program that aids in controlling hazards before they become an issue for workers, it will rely solely on the observers to stop unsafe conditions. The goal is to coach the employees to spot hazards and change the way they see tasks so that everyone goes home at the end of the day accident and injury free. Stop my share here. So I hope everyone walks away with a little bit more information on what exactly a behavior-based safety program is. Of course, this isn't something that's absolutely required by CORE or C-CORE, but it could be in addition to your safety program as you have it currently implemented. This is something that you can take pieces from to help train your workers in the observation side and making sure that you celebrate those wins. There's nothing saying that you have to take the whole entire program into effect, but sometimes it's good to take little pieces of what these programs teach in order to just make your safety program a little bit better for everyone. So I hope you all learned a little bit more about behavior-based safety. Again, stay tuned for tomorrow's Wednesday webinar that starts at noon. Have a great day, everyone, and stay safe.